Hi everybody, so I'm having a bit of a perfume party here, all on my Todd, and it's quite fun actually. So cheers. Drink of the night is vodka and Diet Coke, so nothing new there. So I'm doing an updated list. I gave you a little while ago, and I shall link the video. I gave you 5 fresh fragrances that are great for summer, and I don't think 5 is enough. I know 5 isn't enough, so I wanted to bring you 5 fresh fragrances. I think all of them have excellent lasting power, save one that's maybe a bit mediocre, but all the rest are excellent. And they're a little bit under the radar-ish as well, so they might not be ones that you've tried or you've thought of, but I think that they're very good. So let's get started. Let's do them in order of what I don't love the most, if that makes any sense. That sounds crap though, doesn't it? So anyway, number 5, saving the best till last, and number 5 is, it's actually my fragrance of the night. This is what I'm wearing. I've sprayed it all over here, and it's Aqua Allegoria Neroli Bianca from Guerlain. So it is discontinued, but you can quite easily find it on eBay. You can get testers, you can find it at discounters at reasonable prices. This is the 125, I think. Yeah, 125ml, and this is a tester. I am joint parenting, I'm co-parenting this fragrance with Mr. Smelly. We both love it, so we've got a bottle to share between us. So this is a lovely, fresh, obviously a neroli fragrance. It's very soft and very transparent. It's got a lot of orange as well as neroli in it, and it's quite zesty, a little bit sharp, but also also kind of rounded and smooth at the same time. I love these bottles. I think they're amazing. The honeycomb there makes me hungry. So yeah, I think that's really good, fresh, completely unisex fragrance. Kind of, if you want to compare it to other neroli fragrances, it's not that similar to the Neroli Portofino. I feel like Neroli Portofino is, what's the difference? So you don't get the lovely musky dry down in this that you get in Neroli Portofino. Sometimes Neroli Portofino can almost smell a little bit like washing up liquid, and that sounds horrible, but actually I like it. And this one doesn't. This one does have a touch of greenness in the opening, but that quickly goes. This one, if you was to compare it to Bright Neroli from Ferrari, it's got less earthiness. This is very much a clean and fresh neroli, almost like sheets drying in the wind slightly feel to it as well. Very easy to wear, very pleasing, very clean and well groomed kind of smell. And as I say, a lot of orange as well as neroli. So that's number 5. The only problem with this is I don't think the longevity is amazing. 4 to 5 hours of a decent enough projection, at which point I feel the need to refresh. So that's the least powerful in this collection. Let's move on. So the next one on the list I'm going for, let's go for this one. So I've pre-sprayed these, and this is, and it's called, what have I written here? I can't read my own writing, but I'm pretty certain, 100% certain, this is Mrs. Gloss and the Goss Lemon Sherbet from 4160 Tuesdays. Do not be put off by the name. Just because it's got the word Mrs. in it does not mean that it's only for Mrs. It's definitely for Misters as well. This is what I would have expected Aqua di Parma's lemon fragrance, Aqua di Parma, Profume Roma. This is what I would have expected Profume Roma's lemon fragrance to smell like, but it doesn't. This, you get this fizzy lemon, literally does smell like lemon sherbet tastes. Fizzy lemon sherbet smell, which slowly dries down to a very vanillic smell. It maintains the lemon throughout the wearing of the fragrance. Has a really good life, so I would expect 8 to 10 hours definitely out of that. It is a gourmand. It turns from very sharp, fizzy, effervescent. It actually gets very smooth as the vanilla takes over. Very smooth, very rounded. So probably the least fresh in terms of the way that it goes gourmand, but to start with, very fresh and bright, tart lemon. Like, imagine lemon curd from a lemon meringue pie. Very tart. But then you can smell the vanilla in there straight away, but the vanilla just gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and the lemon gets more smoother and more rounded and less bitter and less sharp. That's kind of all I get from this fragrance, but I really, really enjoy it. It's definitely a crowd pleaser. 100% unisex. As long as you're happy with a gourmand and a good massive dose of vanilla, then you'll be okay. And that's called Mrs. Gloss and the Goss Lemon Sherbet. Don't be afraid of the name, boys. Don't be afraid. Okay, what's next? So we've done number 5, done number 4, so the next one is, by my calculations, 3. And number 3, numero 3 is, this one is, I've got a sample and it's Andy Towers Low. So this is the latest release from Mr. Tower. And this is, yes, it's fresh. Yes, it's definitely kind of lemony with fresh air. But if you know Le Désert Marocain, then you will recognise something in here that's in that. There is a kind of DNA. There's like a little smooth spiciness going on that isn't mentioned in the notes. The notes just say lemon blossom, citrus, there's some woods, and I think musk. But trust me, Mr. Tower is not revealing all his secrets here. And there is this kind of spicy Moroccan thing going on. So it definitely does remind me of Le Désert Marocain, but it's a fresh one. It's almost like, this to me could be Le Désert Marocain Eau Fresh. Maybe not quite, but there definitely is a feeling of that fragrance in here. And it's very, very pleasant. I've got some on my skin. Warms up lovely on the skin. Almost, you know how some fragrances meld with your skin and you kind of, you can't quite tell where your skin, whether you're smelling your skin or the fragrance, where they kind of just meet in perfect harmony. It's kind of doing that a little bit. Very nice. So that is Low from Andy Tower. If you like Le Désert Marocain, then I think you should give that a go. It's almost like a cologne version of that to me anyway, but what do I know? I don't, like, you're listening to me, so what do you know? Right, okay, let's move on. So that was 5, 4, 3. So the next one's number 2. I'm really good at this, counting. Number 2, I'm going to go with, I've got a decant. Mr. Smelly's got a full bottle and he keeps me replenished with this one. Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza. This has been a massive grower on me. When I first smelled it was actually the day I first met Mr. Smelly, and he had reapplied it at the pub door. So when he walked in, pretty much knocked me out with what I described to him as an insect repellent smell or bug spray. When you first spray it, it does to me smell very much like an insect repellent. Not a bad insect repellent, but you know, very citrusy. I feel like there's what's that lemon stuff that's used to put off bugs, you know, limoncello? No, you know what I mean. It'll come to me in a minute. Kind of does smell like there is that thing in there that dispels bugs from the area, but that's when you first spray it. And this is what I'm always trying to tell Mr. Smelly, is so many fragrances smell better once you let them sit, and this is a shining example. This, when it dries down, so this has been on here now 15-20 minutes, it's getting much nicer now. It does get musky, and it's obviously it's citrusy, but it's almost like stewed citrus fruits. Like you took lemons and oranges and you stewed them and stewed them and stewed them, so the smell is thick and not exactly syrupy, because it's not a sweet smell, but it's thick citruses. But then as it dries down, it becomes more airy and more transparent, and then you can get some woods and some musk, and I love the musk in this. This is a very simple fragrance in many ways, but it is amazing for keeping you feeling fresh and clean and well groomed, and it lasts and lasts and lasts. This is the kind of fragrance that a high-class businessman would wear to the office in a sharp suit. Or you could even imagine it on a dressed down man, but he's still sharply dressed, you know, he's casual, but he is well put together, and he's, you know, just kicking back, watching his kids play football. Maybe he wears a scarf in a nonchalant kind of way. I don't know. It's definitely got gentlemanly written all over it, and I like it a lot. And it doesn't smell like everything else out there, even though it is a cologne type smell. It doesn't smell like a typical cologne, and it doesn't smell like the shit that the designer houses are putting out every single day. It doesn't smell like those sweet, sickly things that they keep trying to make men wear. Anyway, that is a story for another day. Do you want number one? Yeah, you do. So number one. I'm surprised at myself with this. This is the latest formulation, the new formulation from Zoologist, Panda. I'll spray some there. But I've also got some that's settled for a little bit on here. So let's do this one first. So this is 20 minutes in. So what this has is uniqueness. It's uniqueness in buckets. It's got a sweetness to it, but it's very fresh at the same time. Now there is apple in here, and you can really detect the apple. And it's kind of a sweet but green apple, if that makes any sense. This is a million miles away from the original Panda, which smelt to me very watery, but not in a weak way, but actual, like you can actually smell a pond. And bamboo, and maybe it was a bit too green. There was a lot of green notes in there, but this, although it's green, it's got this lovely freshness. It's almost like there's apple, maybe something like melon or something. I didn't familiarise myself with the notes before I recorded this. Maybe I should have, maybe that'd be more professional, but actually I would rather someone tell me what they smell rather than what they know is in there. And this has got like how do I explain? Could be grassy almost, but it's not. It's definitely very fresh, very green, little bit sweet, not too sweet. I did get a compliment on this when I wore it on holiday. And this is extract parfum. It's very, very strong. So if you want something that's fresh, that's going to last and last and last and be unique and different, perhaps get you some compliments or comments at least, this could be the one. I'm going to give this some more wear-ins, but I think uniqueness factor, the strength of it, yet how it manages to remain fresh. It's just amazing, and it's definitely a crowd pleaser. It's definitely one that anyone could watch, anyone could wear and enjoy. And unlike a couple of the others from Zoologist, from the early Doors days, this one is definitely not a Marmite fragrance, so you can like this, whereas many of them were love or hate. But this is more in the veins of Hummingbird, with this kind of sweet and natural lushness that comes from the sort of green. It smells like plants, you know, like wet plants, tropical forest, or not tropical, rainforest. Yeah, rainforest. Really, really nice, and I recommend it. So that is it. That's my 5 amazing fresh fragrances that have good longevity. That's it. Thank you for watching, people. I do appreciate it. Catch you all later.